if by the rare chance a bodybuilder can somehow just wake the fuck up and realize like everything that you learn in bodybuilding, all the principles, the character traits that you know start to develop, the mindset, it directly translates to business success. And I always thought, you know, that's not true, right? But it is. It is, you know, and I always
it's the same thing.
It's the same exact thing.
I think one thing you've helped me with is just like having like the bodybuilding parallels, like when we have our one-on-one.
Oh
calls.
yeah,
it's like it's the same shit.
Yeah,
it's like okay, well, you know, when you first start training, you don't think about all these like small little like tweaks and changes and stuff. You just do the fundamentals consistently, and then you're doing your job.
100%. Yeah,
yeah. Same thing with the business, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing is the way I coach too is. I mean, 99% of my clients are either bodybuilders or people that are fucking ripped as fuck that should be making money off their physique. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, to be honest with you guys, like I'll see someone that follows me and I'll be like, I am not prepared to let this person down. I know for sure they're not making the money that they want, and that physique deserves to make more money.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's where I started to get a soft spot because I was like, dude, I remember being like 250, like working the grill at fucking McDonald's, like 18 years old, 250 pounds.
Zero sense.
It's so emasculating, and it's so like, I feel like there's this common like thing with bodybuilders where people think you're dumb, people think you're a meathead, you know, people they make jokes, but really it's demeaning you. Right?
That's the opposite of the truth.
Yeah.
Because like you've now learned like so many like fundamental things about the human body.
Yes.
Just from your own experience that you can now teach other people.
100%. It's super valuable. It's super valuable.
Yeah, and if you have that skill and you're working, like you said, at McDonald's, fucking packing fries in a bag, it's like nobody gives a shit about your biceps. It's like, oh, put the fries in my bag.
I love it, man. I love it. So let's do this. Let's before we end, I'm curious what you know you have to say here, but like for anyone that's like, we'll say specifically like a bodybuilder who loves the sport. They could fucking recite pumping iron, fucking start to finish. You know, they know who's who in the sport. They study it, they live by it. You know, but they feel extremely torn because they love bodybuilding so much. It takes up all their time and energy, but they also are suffering financially. What's like some advice you could give someone in that situation?
I would say if it's important to, you know, if your situation sucks that bad, then just throw yourself in the fire.
Yeah.
That was basically the conversation I had with myself doing this. Was a conversation I had with myself first going into Equinox. Was just throw myself in the fire and just figure it out.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to have everything figured out at first.
Yeah.
You know? And, you know, it doesn't really matter that you're going to fuck up or have mistakes or whatever. It's just fucking do it.
Yeah.
And it's going to pay off.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you probably messed up a lot in bodybuilding and you learned because of it.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool, bro. Cool. So if people want to get in touch with you and people want you to be their coach, how can they find you?
So right now, through Instagram, Evan Quinn Fitness.
Cool.
That's about it.
Cool.
Don't have TikTok. Probably won't get TikTok unless you fucking advise me.
No
to get
TikTok.
No
yeah,
TikTok.
I coach. I the way I coach my clients is we don't really push TikTok much.
Yeah.
I push most of my clients to build their Instagram and then maybe some YouTube stuff if we decide to do that, but primarily Instagram. And yeah, I'll say this too. You know, before we head off. And you can drop you already dropped your tags, Evan Quinn Fitness. That's the thing. You know, is like the opportunity is out there for a lot of you guys that are bodybuilders, that are personal trainers. You know, something that really made me wake up was, you know, I remember, I'm not gonna say, you know, where or who it was, but let's just say I was at a gym in Pennsylvania and I saw this guy who was like top bodybuilder at the New York Pro. And he was literally competing against like back in the day, competed against like Victor Martinez. Like he was like that high level, right? Most jacked human I've ever seen in my life, like insane, like 20 fucking 3-inch arms, just insane. And I would watch this dude go to leave, and he would leave the gym in a piece of shit, beat up car. Now, again, not going to judge. I just noticed that. And I would notice when he would like make his content at home, he lived in like a shitty like fucking apartment, and he was always like desperate for signing clients. He was like always at the gym, like trying to sell people on like you could tell he was desperate for money. And that made me wake up, because there's a level of comfort that you find in the bodybuilding routine. Everything could be crashing down around you, but if you get your 6 meals a day in and you train 2 hours and you pin your fucking steroids, a lot of times it's really fucking easy to justify why other things in your life are not going how they should, because you have the bodybuilding. But I just, I've just noticed that that's no way to live. And so if that resonates with you, it may be time to just think about alternative options. You know what I mean? Because nothing's going to change if you don't change,
Exactly.
I always think like, look at the trajectory of the next 5 years. Is it worth it to continue doing what you're doing? Or is it worth it to maybe just try a different approach and take a risk?
Exactly.
Throw yourself into the